Scott Pilgrim, I choose you! Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, released in 2010, and it's directed by Edgar Wright, who's also directed such films like Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, World's End, and Baby Driver. And this film stars Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Chris Evans, Anna Kendrick, Allison Pill, Brandon Routh, Jason Schwartzman, and Brie Larson. And this film, of course, is based on the graphic novel of the same name. And this film is a recommendation from one of my subscribers, Ethan Turley. You recommended Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Thank you very much. I haven't seen this in many years, and I forgot just how fast-paced this thing is. Scott Pilgrim is a 22-year-old slacker who really has nothing going in his life. He plays in this terrible garage band, he doesn't have a job, and he's also dating a 17-year-old. But one day he meets Ramona Flowers, who has been the figure of a lot of his wet dreams. And they start falling for each other, but if Scott Pilgrim is to one day date Ramona Flowers, he must first conquer the 7 evil exes. Which are seriously Ramona's 7 ex-boyfriends. Well, ex-lovers. And Edgar Wright pops up on this channel again. I did a review a couple of months ago for Baby Driver, my first time watching it, and wow, it is absolutely incredible. I thought it was a home run for Edgar, which I really thought he needed after losing Ant-Man and the MCU and that big paycheck. But let's go back to a time where Edgar Wright was solely on the cult following status, where he already had major hits like Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, very well reviewed, very well critically acclaimed, and did pretty decently at the box office. This one, however, not so much. It still had good critical reviews, but in terms of box office and making its money back, this was a major bomb. It did like almost 50 million at the box office and its budget was like 90, and that's not including marketing, so yep, major failure on this one. But on any type of message board, whether it's for comic books or cult classic films, everyone talks about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And I have not read the graphic novel series, so I don't have anything to pull from with that. I went into this really cold turkey. I saw this many years ago, and other than Chris Evans, I really don't remember anything. And the big thing that I forgot about this film is that this film is fast-paced. This is the definition of fast-paced. The humor, the dialogue, the wit, the action, everything is so quick. Even the slow, intimate scenes it doesn't feel rushed. It just feels like you're moving along at 100 miles an hour. But I don't think that's a detriment to this film. I love this fast-paced, and when you're able to pull it off and you're liking this and it doesn't feel rushed or kind of spliced together, that is kudos to the directing. I'm really starting to realize just how great of an organized director Edgar Wright is. Being able to organize the cast and the script to feel so kinetic. It takes great organizational skills, and this guy has a knack for it. I feel that whenever Edgar Wright puts out a film, that it's one of those few times where it feels like an event. You don't get that a lot nowadays when you just announce a director. Edgar Wright, Denis Villeneuve, Christopher Nolan, Jordan Peele, all of these directors nowadays, they're the ones to really bring people into the theater. At least one of the few names. Now, if you're not part of a big major franchise like the MCU or the DCEU or something big like that, it's hard to bring people to the theater. I mean, it was difficult for Edgar Wright on this one, but it really found its cult following when it was released on DVD. Because I feel like this is just on all the back channels. Yeah, I found this DVD in the bargain bin and it's awesome. A lot of people out there would probably call this one of the best $5 bin films out there. Some people, not all. When I was watching this for this channel, I did have my wife next to me, and she despised this thing. She was paying attention, and she had absolutely no idea what was happening. And I can completely understand that. If you lose your attention with this film for a split second, you have lost several different things. But she also said that she had a problem with the lead character, Scott Pilgrim. And yeah, I definitely see where she's coming with that one too. Scott Pilgrim, he's 22 years old, he's a slacker. Nothing going for him. And I think everyone either has or had a Scott Pilgrim in their lives. And if you didn't, you were the Scott Pilgrim in your friends group. That's that one person that has so much talent and so much to give and a great personality, but they don't do anything with it. They want to act like they're 10, 11, 12 years old for the rest of their lives. Which unfortunately for Michael Cera, he's gonna look like he's 12 years old for the rest of his life. He'll be 90 years old and still doing teen pregnancy films. But he's absolutely perfect casting for this guy. I mean, you just look at him and you go, yeah, I don't know who Scott Pilgrim is, But you're him. But Scott Pilgrim, he's just stuck in that mindset of being a child. And even when he meets the woman of his dreams, literally of his dreams, Ramona Flowers, he's still in that childhood mindset. Which really, there are some good qualities in having a childlike personality. But you really can't live the lifestyle of being a child your entire life. Mooching off of other people, not going out and trying to better your society. You have to grow up eventually and take some responsibility in the world and in your life. And I think that's what the metaphor of the 7 evil X's stands for. It's not just a certain level that he has to clear to get closer to Ramona. I mean, he's already getting close to her. But I think each boss that he conquers, he's conquering a part of himself that he's kind of turning upside down and turning over a new leaf. He's shutting the door on those childhood tendencies. Or he's clearing the level, as I should say. Which, by the way, the best part of this film are all of the boss battles. Because that's the amazing stylized choice of this film. All of them are done like you're playing a Super Nintendo or an N64 game. The charge-up screens, the sound effects, the coins that fall that you collect after you defeat the boss. It felt like you were playing and watching a video game. And still the best out of all of them is Chris Evans. The cocky actor with the stunt doubles. He's fantastic. And that chin-strap beard. Oh, so early 2010s. Jesus Christ, now I'm saying that. 2010s. My God. I grew up in the 90s. I'm getting older. But I love the symbolism that's explored with this film. Being in a relationship is not about finding someone that you're attracted to or looks pretty. No, you have to better yourself in some way to be apart with that person. So you have to eventually move out of your roommate's shitty apartment. You have to go out, find a job, start bettering yourself. As I'm talking about it, this is a really fun and unique take on the modern day romantic comedy. Just done in a sci-fi, fantasy, video game kindish way. And it's a lot of fun to watch. I can see where my wife's coming from. The characters in here, it tends to be hard to get behind them. 1, because of the pace, and 2, because, well, I knew people like that and they were kind of annoying to me. But I think that this film is a good time if you've never seen it before. So in the end, guys, I think Scott Pilgrim is a fun watch. It's a very stylized film, and I really think you have to be invested in Edgar Wright's style of storytelling. He's a very kinetic director, and when this film starts, it never slows down. I think we have some really good performances with Michael Cera. He was born to play this role. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I think, is really charming. And the rest of this cast, it's incredible. The talent that is in here that like 2 or 3 years after this film's release became megastars. Anna Kendrick with Pitch Perfect, Chris Evans, he was Captain America, Brie Larson goes on to win the Academy Award for Best Actress, and Brandon Routh was Superman, but that was before this. My, how the tables had turned. But I think it's really fun, and I think it's worth at least 1 watch. So I'm gonna give Scott Pilgrim 3.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I am above average.
Alright everyone, just as a reminder, my goal this year is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and my gift to you if we get there is I'm going to watch and record myself watching and reviewing Arachnophobia. Me and spiders don't mix. So please get out there, spread the word about Caleb Watches Movies, friends, family, anyone that loves hearing about people talk about movies or just movies in general. Tell them to head to my channel and hit that subscribe button. And now comes my favorite part in my video where I randomly select which movie I'm gonna be watching next. So let's take a look. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Episode 3. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin Skywalker turns to the dark side. The finale to the prequels that everyone loves and adores. But I'll be upfront with you, I think this is definitely tolerable. By far the best of the prequels. And I kind of put it above other Star Wars films, I think, in my head. Which the comments are just gonna be so nice to me about. But I remember going to the theater, it was a midnight showing, it was an event, huge Jedi lightsaber duel out in the movie parking lot. No, seriously, like a lot of Scott Pilgrims out in the parking lot swinging around their lightsabers. And I was one of them. And I think it's fascinating that this random generator has given me, well, this would be the 3rd or 4th Star Wars film that I've reviewed on this channel. And I own all the James Bond films, and I've only reviewed 1 of them. Thank you, random generator. I love you for this. But I am excited to check out Star Wars Episode 3 again. Thank you, Ethan Turley, for the recommendation of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, please leave your comment below this video or go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter. Leave your recommendation there. If I have access to it, I will watch it, review it on here, and give you a shout out on the channel. So everyone, have you seen Scott Pilgrim vs. the World? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, please comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And when you're done commenting, please like and subscribe to my channel so you know the next time I post my next movie review. So everyone, I will see you next time with my review of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. So in the meantime, bad choice. In the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.